everyone, welcome back to my channel. I mentioned a few times in the months leading up to today that I am very interested in taking on dinosaurs, or at least prehistoric times, because as I've learned, not every animal that lived in the Jurassic or Cretaceous period counts as a dinosaur. And I'm making baby steps into understanding things. So I'm gonna take you on my journey. This is the first episode. So as I get introduced to things, I will document them and record them. I knew nothing about dinosaurs going into this project. I have read one book on dinosaurs, and that was the Stephen Brisati book that was a bestseller. Funny enough, it was the very first book I ever reviewed on this channel, on my very first video back in 2018. I didn't know where to start. I frankly got very intimidated very fast. I bought a pile of books, which I've shown you in my dinosaur book haul video back in like November, October, I don't even remember when. And I just kind of looked at it, intimidated, and never went near it. And I just didn't know where to start. And one of the things that has helped me a lot was actually a YouTube channel. So this is Dino-Gen. I don't know if anyone's watched this channel, but it's honestly the best thing on the internet right now for me. I love it so much. The guy leading it is Ryan, and he is just so cool, and he has a way of speaking that is just hilarious and smart, and he's so well researched. So I kind of just sit down and watch one of his videos, and at first I just kind of watched them passively, but now I've started taking notes. So now I have a dinosaur journal. I also want to track my book reviews on dinosaurs in this, and that's where I'm going to talk to you about the first two books I read, which I felt like were the best sort of introductory, or at least that's what I gathered from the synopsis. So the first one is called Dinosaurs, 10 Things You Should Know by Dr. Dean Lomax. This is a very, very short book. It's almost just a list, but everything on the list is elaborated upon for maybe 2 to 3 pages. Obviously, I'm not going to list all of the 10 things because that'd be giving too much away, but I'll tell you the 2 things that I think were most important to know if you are absolutely new to dinosaurs. And these 2 things are, number 1, the time periods are a lot further apart than you might think. Some dinosaurs that you see together in certain movies would never be in the vicinity of each other. In fact, some dinosaurs are closer to us than they are to other dinosaurs. So that fact alone kind of blew my mind, and just trying to understand the time periods. And then the second one was kind of what makes a dinosaur, because for example, Dimetrodon is not a dinosaur, and you kind of wonder, well, what's the definition? And it's, you know, the idea that there are certain cartilages or holes in the skeletons, which I've learned are called fenestres, which means windows. They tell you a little bit about whether or not something is dinosaurs, and certain bones in around their legs, which are obviously found in birds since they are from around the same time that dinosaurs existed. In fact, many of them are dinosaurs. And the other thing that was kind of noteworthy, and this I did not get from this book, but I did get from Ryan from Dino-Gen. He mentioned in a video before that most dinosaurs actually have 2 names. So you have Tyrannosaurus Rex, and a lot of people kind of know the names of dinosaurs, but they actually just know the first part, which is the genus, I think he said. And then a full dinosaur name has 2 words. So even though you have Stegosaurus, you have like Stegosaurus and then another word, because there's different types. So then you have the species fully in 2 words. So a lot of people, when they say Stegosaurus, they actually are referring to the genus, not for one specific species of dinosaur. That alone puts so much in context for me. And in trying to understand that, I actually ended up getting the Encyclopedia of Dinosaurs. It was on sale for $5, and I couldn't walk away because it has something in it that I was really interested in from before. First of all, just kind of like a dinosaur page with a little bit more detail, which is very useful to have. I love a good reference book. But the thing that I really wanted to see were stuff like this, like timelines. I love timelines because they really give me like a good idea. And of course, my favorite thing, classifications. Yeah, and the reason I'm mentioning classifications is because as a librarian, I do really need a structure and an organizational system, and labels are just so important for me to understand where something goes. So I took a science course once just on the naming of things. So I took it like Latin and Greek words that kind of named a lot of the things in our language, and how you have the root word, then a suffix and a prefix, and how those things kind of formulate the words. So I thought with dinosaurs you would have the same thing, where like each component of the dinosaur name would tell you something. And for a lot of these, that is the case. So you have like spiky bones, or 2 backbone vertebrae, or something swimmer. Like it will tell you a little bit about the dinosaur in the description of the word. So I was looking for a chart that would kind of break that down for me, to like help me identify them easier when I start getting to know them better and get to know their names. But upon further research, it's kind of messy actually, because there are dinosaurs that are named after rock stars, after people who discovered them, after places. There are some that are just pettily named after different people in different genres of study. And it bothers me so much that there's not this like pure Carl Linnaeus kind of taxonomy that I could like actually understand how all of the dinosaurs could be defined through the language used to give them names. And I was really hoping to have like a full-on chart of that. If anyone out there knows where I might find a chart like that to do with dinosaurs, I would be forever grateful, because it would really help me just identify them better and also memorize them better, because right now it's just a whole jumble of names. That said, the other book that I actually read is The Last Days of the Dinosaurs, An Asteroid, Extinction, and the Beginning of Our World by Riley Black. I was told that this was probably one of the most frequently purchased books on dinosaurs. I really enjoyed the reading experience because it reads like, I want to say like a novel. It's almost like setting the scene. So we are kind of around the hit of the asteroid. We start with a little bit before, then we have a chapter on the actual impact, and then how things died out. But these chapters read like stories where it's setting the scene in the same way that someone might describe to you a scene from a BBC documentary on dinosaurs. So it'd be like, it's a wonderful sunny Tuesday and the sky is blue, and beautiful Tyrannosaurus Rex is on the shore of a lake and he's drinking from the water. Another dinosaur walks by with eggs. Kind of reads like stories and vignettes in the lives of dinosaurs at that time, and some of the influence that the climate and the environment had on them. So it was highly accessible for me, which is exactly what I needed. I really wanted like an intro to dinosaurs. But what I can't say is that at the end of this book, I came out like knowing fun facts. I really enjoyed the reading experience, and I felt immersed in dinosaurs and all things dinos. But it is well written and it's nicely told, and I think if you just want dinosaur vibes, this will be really fun. I did do that thing that I said I would do, which is I always print out this thing with all the dinosaur periods. So whenever things get name dropped, I know how far apart things are, because it has the time that has lapsed and what was going on around the time. It's really useful. So yeah, these were 2 very good intro 101 kind of books. And throughout, I've just kind of been going back to Ryan's channel. Then I decided, since I am going to take this project on, I might as well become a member of the museum for the year. And I want to go and draw dinosaurs, or just spend more time kind of reading each section at the museum about the dinosaurs in more detail, because every time I go through, I tend to kind of skim everything and walk through fast and then go to another section or another exhibit. So I figured if I have a membership, I can go more often and take one section at a time. And whether or not I'm gonna be able to actually do any drawing while I'm in the museum, I don't know, because it gets crowded pretty fast, and I don't know if I would be able to sit anywhere, if I have to bring a chair. I want to at least take more notes or take more pictures or really take my time there. So I went and scouted out the place last weekend and tried to see what it is that I can explore for the next year. You know, what components of museum life are there, and what might I like to draw or assess further on. And now that I'm learning about these things, can I see it with different eyes? Like, can I identify things better as if I was seeing them for the first time? And that led me to the next step, which was enrolling in an online course on paleobiology. So the University of Alberta in Canada has this free online course on paleobiology through Coursera. I think you have to pay if you want an actual certificate thing at the end. But if you want to just take it for fun like I am, it's absolutely free. I'll link it down below. And I've started it. I've taken the first 2 classes, so that's been fun. And I'm trying to organize my thoughts a little bit. So one of the first things you get, lots of terms. You get a glossary. And this is a PDF document of 24 pages. So what I've decided to do is I'm gonna download like one of those flashcards apps, and I'm gonna import every single one of these terms in that flashcard thing. So then when I have a free moment and I'm somewhere, instead of doom scrolling, I can just flip through my dinosaur terminology. So this is kind of like my first attempts. I will see where this takes me. I'm not sure which book I'm gonna start next and what I'm gonna do. I know that Riley Black actually has a new book coming out in February about the plants at the time. I'm really interested in herbs and plants in general, so that might be a really fun book to read as like a supplementary reading. But I'm gonna start to immerse myself a bit more. Right now, everything is so new to me, but I am really, really enjoying it. So this is my first vlog. Thank you very much for watching. If anyone has more resources of any kind, please share them with me, because I'm very interested in taking this project far. So thank you. I will see you in a future video. Bye!